So, some of my expectations in the classroom actually stem from my belief that all students actually have the ability to learn if they have the right environment and the right opportunities. So, I expect students to try to take that perspective on as well. That by the end of the year, if there's somebody who thinks that they really can't do math, that they've given it a shot and they've tried to view themselves as somebody that can learn math if they try and they have the right perspective. So it really is my goal to try to get that expectation to be something that all students can achieve. As far as some of those expectations shown in rules, I actually narrowed down my rules to three um, three rules. For one is more of a suggestion or a hope. So one of my rules is that I expect everyone to be safe, and I see this as your actual actions in the classroom, how you're controlling your body, what you do with the tools that we're using, also with especially digital tools, how we're using the internet, that we're not sharing personal information, we're not sharing other people's information online, and that we're checking some of our sources because that can get us in trouble as well, and get us to uh, act in an unsafe manner on information that isn't relevant or correct. And so we also keep that safety in mind when we think about volume in the classroom. How loud are we talking? How loud do I need to talk to be able to hear you? This can be stuff that can really rattle people in their mental state as well. And so there's a mental safety, an emotional safety, and a physical safety. All of us are here to protect, and not only are you expected to protect that for yourself, but also for others. So we're using empathy, we're using the golden rule, which brings us to the next rule that I have, which is being respectful. So treating others the way you want to be treated is something that I just live by, but also empathy and how students have what type of responsibilities people have. We have student roles in this classroom. What's it like to do that role? You'll get a chance to do them all and to put yourself in other students' shoes so that you can effectively work with them in a collaborative group, because you understand what sort of responsibilities they have and we can meet them halfway and help them as much as possible. Um, and another one of my rules is that I expect you all to be curious. I hope that you ask questions if you don't understand. This is something that can stem from teachers not making mistakes. I hope that students will use a respectful and safe approach to correcting me, because I will make mistakes. And then also maybe this will spur some creativity and connection to the content in a way that you haven't thought of. So, by being curious and using our own personal interests, I hope that with the fourth rule or hope or expectation is that we all have fun. One thing that I would say as a rule is that everybody has the right to have fun, and this goes under respect. Everyone has a right to have fun in their own way, and we're not going to speak down on an interest of somebody else's. Um, but also, it's more of my goal. I want to make sure that you all are having fun and connecting to what we're learning, and I would hope that you would share that with me also in a very respectful and safe manner. Maybe not in front of the whole classroom, but you can always pull me aside and tell me that in the last 3 months you just haven't had any fun, and I can do my best to meet you. And being creative is also something that's birthed from having fun, which is also a really big leg up. Once you get into a career and you've mastered fundamental skills, being creative is really a good skill to have, and having fun while being creative is really helpful. And some of the ways that we're going to uphold a positive environment in the classroom is to have some sense of classroom procedures. There are three main things that we'll interact with every day. Every day there will be a warm up on the board, warm up problems for what we're learning in math in that chapter or in that section. Students will always have a role, and We will always have a 5 minutes of wind down where class is already packed up. So we'll do a little bit of an initial pack up, and students will be there with all their stuff ready to go. And we will have 5 minutes to do a wind down together. And we'll actually do one of those at the end of the first day of school where we will have an open discussion and sharing some of our expectations, or your expectations for the classroom. And so the warm up will always change. It won't be the same every day. Your roles will always change. They won't be the same all year. And the wind down will always be very different. So even though there will be a variety to these sections or these things we interact with in the day, they will always be something that are a part of what we do. And on top of that, we will often use computers. And so to specifically just talk about how we should interact in a digital space, I want everyone to understand that I view it as a tool. And just like a knife can be a tool, it also can be dangerous when used improperly. And as you get older, you'll be given more and more access to the full digital space, the full internet, and you won't be as restricted as a young person. So it is good for you to understand how to use the technology responsibly. And I would just implore you to ask you to protect yourself. I worry about students online. I worry about how they interact with other people on there, what sort of information they're getting, how much time they're spending on it, and relying on it to do everything for them. So it is a tool we will use in this class, but we really have to think about what we're doing with our personal information and who we're sharing that with, not just online, but in person, your friends, people you may or may not know. It should be your own personal information. So not just your login and your user information and your password, but also you don't want to put your home address, your full name online, your phone number, your family's phone number, and pictures of yourself up there. I can do my best to monitor how you're using it, but it's also up to you to figure out the best and most responsible way for using your Chromebook. If it becomes a big distraction, I'm going to take the Chromebooks away when we're not using them or don't need them. But it also could be something where I could ask parents what one of their methods is for reacting to improper use of digital resources. You guys all have access to cell phones and technology at home, but I'm wouldn't hesitate to ask parents and let them know we might be struggling with the use of technology, and to for one, inform them if you're using it incorrectly or unsafely so that they can respond to that as well. But also maybe there are some consequences that have come around for you as an individual that work, because it is a big thing. This isn't just a whispering to your friend in class. This can have really big ramifications for your life now and later if it is misused. So that is something that I will have zero tolerance for, just like bullying, like most school policies, our school policy says. So I just hope that we can all have a positive environment by using our tools responsibly and treating each other respectfully, and looking to use our curiosity and have fun.